Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MCM Buzz live stage. I have Nolan North with me.
Hello. Hello, hello. Exciting. This is exciting.
Everyone's really excited to see you.
Oh.
I'm excited to see you. Let's talk about your career.
Okay.
Why do you think you love doing what you do?
It sure beats, heavy lifting. It's kind of a dream come true. A dream that I didn't always have. I actually grew up always wanting to be an American baseball player. I went to college for that. That's what I thought I'd do, and then I dislocated my shoulder, and it was kind of over. So
you can't play baseball with a dislocated shoulder?
You can't throw with a dislocated shoulder. No, it's
I'm a nerd. I don't know sports.
okay. There's a lot of this involved in baseball.
Okay.
So no, it's like playing soccer or football with no feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's broken ankles. But yeah, my job is basically what I got in trouble in school for. Doing voices and pretending to be other people and messing around and ultimately you can't do any better.
Yeah, your voice is pretty much everywhere in gaming.
What?
Pretty much.
Sorry.
No, that was a compliment.
I've been very fortunate. I mean, there's at the time that I got into the industry, a lot of actors weren't interested in doing games. It was sometimes vocally stressful. There's different things, elements about it. But when I first started, I think a lot of people discouraged me from it. They said, if you're doing voiceover, you want to get into animated shows, cartoons, and do that kind of thing. But it was an opportunity. It was like a new avenue. Mm-hmm. For an actor to make a living, quite frankly. And people say, what drew me to doing games? It was like, well, quite frankly, the check. I had 2 kids, a wife, I had bills like anybody else, and I just don't believe in limiting yourself as an actor. I tell people it's kind of like you're a plumber, but you won't work on toilets. It's like, well, I'll do your sink, I'll do your, that, but I'm not going to do bathrooms.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you ever limit yourself? So, maybe I'm the jack of all trades, master of none, because I do on-camera television, film, and games, and now a lot of animated series and different things. But that's part of the adventure. It's part of the fun that you get to do. My career's like a really good buffet, and you get to go eat some of this and eat some of that.
Yeah.
And as long as they keep inviting me up to the buffet.
Right.
That's the hard part. You want to make sure you keep doing a good job and, and keep getting invited.
It's like a Vegas-sized buffet.
At this point, it's getting better. Yeah. We're working over to a dessert bar next.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're going to get some...
This analogy is making me hungry. I want to know if you could be a voice in any game that you're not currently in.
I'm in them all.
I'm sure there's something. Barbie's something. Game.
I actually get this question a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm actually a fan of other actors. So the idea of, I like to watch, like, for instance, Steve Bloom is a very good friend of mine who does Wolverine.
And he's got that voice that goes down here. That's his natural voice.
It's like, I think he's got like a cigar that's still lit in his trachea somewhere. But he's amazing as Wolverine. He does the voice of Wolverine and a bunch of others. But, I'll get, every now and then we'll get an audition for something that's, it's Wolverine. It's like, why would I ever even audition? Because I would be doing a Steve Bloom impression. I couldn't do it better than him. So, and I enjoy what the other people doing. And so, no, there's not really roles that I would covet. I've been really, really fortunate to get some really interesting things to do, and and there's so many more in the future.
Yeah.
I always try to look forward. I don't look back at the things that I wish, shoulda, woulda, coulda, because
Right.
I can't change that.
Yeah. So before I take it to the audience, because I know we have audience questions, I want to know if someone came up to you and said, I'm going into voice acting, or I want to start doing this. What is your advice?
Okay, the advice is there's necessarily not, don't go into voice acting, go into acting. I had someone yesterday come up and go, do you want to do real acting in the future?
Did you hit him?
No, I punched myself in the head because I thought I was dreaming. But, and then I hit him.
Yeah.
I hit him hard. No, because there are people come up to me and they'll be able to do really good voices, and that's all well and good. But you need to be able to bring a performance to that. I didn't set out to be a voice actor. I'm an actor, and whether it's in front of a camera or a live audience for a theater, or a microphone in a booth, or now performance capture, which is kind of a blend of all those things. That's the job. The job is to bring a performance, whether it's vocally or physically, whatever. So I tell people, become that. I started in theater in New York City. I was doing theater, I was doing plays, I got into stand-up comedy because I could do it for free, and there was something about actually getting in front of people and, failing miserably many nights, but then, that one night, people would get it, and it'd be just that rush. But I did a lot of different jobs before I became an actor, and this was something. I'm so fortunate and glad that I found this place.
Yeah.
But I tell people, if you want to do that, you aspire. If you do aspire just to do voiceover, that's fantastic. But learn acting, learn how to bring a performance, and then you can, translate that to the vocal stage, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah. I want to talk real quick about performance capture. Mm-hmm. How different is that, and how much adapting did you have to do? I mean, you probably didn't have to do any because you're used to performing anyway.
Well, my first job when I went to California was a television show for ABC called Port Charles. And I did that for about 5.5 years. And when that got canceled, one of my co-stars was one of the people who said, "Hey, you should do voiceover. Mm-hmm. I have a voiceover agent. You should meet her." And again, 2 kids and a wife. I was like, yeah, I'd like to meet anybody who could get me some work.
Yeah.
And I ended up meeting her, and she, to this day, 12, 14 years later, God, it might be more than that, but she's still my agent, and still one of them, I guess. So, in terms of performance capture came along. Yeah, it was a perfect blend. It's great because it's very much, it's a lot like live theater.
Yeah.
Except it pays a lot better. But you're working in the suit, sometimes the helmet. You have to get around some of the physical restrictions it has.
Yeah.
But the great thing about it is, people often say when you walk into this big blank room with all these cameras, you got this suit on, the helmet, there's nothing there. It's very minimal. And they say, how do you do that? There's nothing there. The idea, though, is, or there's everything there.
Right.
It's if you really can tap into your imagination and just, quite frankly, play the way a child, 8 or 9, 10-year-old would. He's running around. Somebody, you watch kids who might be playing Indiana Jones or Nathan Drake, and they're running in their backyard. That backyard is the jungle. It's not their backyard. And of course, they don't have the actor's ego that if somebody says, "Hey, do you want a sandwich?" They don't go, "Damn it, you broke my center." All right, everyone, back to 0. Let's start again. Take 2. They just go, "Yes, peanut butter and jelly," and they jump right back into the play.
Yeah.
That's the best analogy I can give to performance capture. You really jump into the spirit of play. Andy Serkis is the king of it. Who's, he's gone beyond what performance can be in motion capture to how he changes his whole physicality. He's brilliant. He's on my bucket list of people to work with one day. I'd love to do something with him.
Yeah.
I think he's the quintessential performer.
Do you get to improvise at all when you do performance capture?
Oh yeah. Well, there's improv involved in anything. what a lot of people don't realize is that many of the ad libs in improv we do in things don't make it.
Right.
I think somebody once called it panning for gold. If you remember, like you take a bunch of rocks and they pan
Yeah.
the way they used to, and you might get one or two nuggets. Most of the time, it was just mud. So I'm the king of mud.
You
but
get a
every now
flake
and then
that
you
think
find a
is-
nugget,
Yeah.
which now sounds dirty. Sorry I said that.
All right, I'm going to take it to the audience 'cause I promised you guys
Sure.
that you get to ask questions. I just got too excited. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Out of all the roles that you've done, what is possibly your favorite?
I have to. I think Nathan Drake in Uncharted was something very special because if I had to pinpoint a big break in any of the mediums, I mean, even though I do a television show now. I'm doing I just did finish Con Man series. At 2 p.m. Con Man with Alan Tudyk and I will be here for that. But Nathan Drake changed things for me. I've become a better actor because we've done it for 10 years, and I've gotten the chance to work with actors like Emily Rose, Richard McGonigal, Graham McTavish, Rosalind Ayers. Just these people over the years, they make you better, and it's been on the job training, and it's brought me an ease. I think one of the biggest things that I've been fortunate enough to do was help cast Uncharted 2. I sat with the producers and like we would read people and they would read with me, and then we'd sit and talk about them. And the thing I learned was, as an actor, and anybody who is an actor or wants to be, they should remember this very carefully. Everybody that read for us was good. Everybody was good, but like that one person just was right. They weren't better, they just were righter, which is not grammatically correct, but just work with me here. They were righter. Graham McTavish played Lazarevich in Uncharted 2. He was almost Flynn. And he was going to be Flynn, and we had another choice for Lazarevich, but he was so good because he read for both. And then Steve Valentine walked in and read for Flynn. He was the last one to read, and he left, and everyone went, well, that's Flynn. That's absolutely Flynn. And it's like, and then it became easy. It was like Graham was this, and then Graham actually played Charlie Cutter in Uncharted 3. So it's interesting, though, when you get to sit behind the table. Oftentimes, as an actor, you're like, "Gosh, I don't know what they want. I hope they like me. Did I stink?" Nobody was bad when they read. Everybody was good. It was just sometimes that's that person's role. I mean, thousands of people read to be Drake. Why I got it to this day, I don't know. I'm just really glad I did.
We have another fan
That's
question.
the longest answer to a question ever.
It was thorough.
It was thorough.
Hi Nolan, thank
Hey.
you for being here. I actually first watched you acting in sci-fi show Haven with Emily
Yes.
Rose.
Yeah.
And I wondered what your experience was like on that show and what it was like to work with Emily in real life, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. I, for 10 years, worked with Emily in real life. You just didn't get to see it. So in performance capture, it's the same thing as shooting a television show or film, but with the suits. In fact, Gordon Hunt, who was our director for Uncharted, who was also one of her professors at UCLA when she was in grad school, just a side note, he used to joke, sometimes when we finish a scene, we'd have to end it a certain way to properly lead into gameplay. And he wasn't used to that because he had directed on-camera stuff and theater and television. And he used to say, oh yeah, we have to end it that way. And then he'd look at me and he'd go, do you believe this? They're going to turn our movie into a game. And it was always very interesting. So Emily and I always worked together in real life. Now, for you to see us together was a treat because, the writers were Uncharted fans. They knew the chemistry we had. If you watch the episode of Haven, the troubles hit and everybody kind of falls into this mysterious sleep. So it's pretty much just her and I running around for the whole episode. And there's all kinds of clues for Uncharted in there, like Will Brady was a doctor of archaeology, kind of like a nod to Indiana Jones. And yeah, it was a blast. And I got to go to Nova Scotia, Canada, which is beautiful, for a week and hang out there. The producers of that show, the people, the cast, the crew of that show is amazing. So I had a great time.
Awesome. We have time for one more question.
Just one more?
I'm lucky. Hey, since you said Nathan is your favorite, I was wondering, is there anything that you relate to him in real life? Like personality?
Well, yes. Well, there's a couple things. From the get-go of Uncharted, I was invited to put as much of myself into the character as possible. So we definitely share the same type of sense of humor. When you play a character like this for over 10 years, it's hard not to have a lot of yourself in a character. And so the way that he will kind of laugh, brush off certain things, was always the same way I would probably handle those situations if I were being held at gunpoint by a warlord or something. At least I hope so. I mean, I might just crap my pants and cry a lot, but I don't think so. I've always gotten out of trouble with my dad or friends by making them laugh, and they'd forget to, punch me or in my dad's case, ground me, because my dad never punched me. I just like to say that. We'll talk later. Point is, but the other thing that I realized through the years of being able to play this role and then talk to fans, Nathan Drake has almost an addiction to the adventures that he goes on. Sometimes, it ends up painful, but he has like an addiction to this. And so he has an addiction to that adventure. And I think for me, as an actor, I have an addiction to the adventure of acting. And to the point where I'm not really satisfied. I don't think I would be very happy on a show in Los Angeles. Here's my parking space. I go to it every day. While I would do that, I would never stop doing games. I would never stop doing the animation, because the fun that I get to do, to go to Nickelodeon on a week from Monday when I get back to the States. I go to work, I have 3 cartoons I have to do at Nickelodeon that Monday, and then a game in the afternoon. And then Tuesday, it's something else. Wednesday, it's a full day of voiceover for Uncharted 4. I mean, I know it's amazing, the different fun things. Monday here in that's tomorrow. Jeez. Tomorrow, I'm doing a promotion for 3. It's your mobile company here. I have to go to a studio tomorrow. I'm working here. They knew I was here, so I booked that. So it's so much fun to do these different jobs. And like I said, it's the buffet, and I'm hungry. So I think we share that kind of spirit of getting these adventures. Again, my friend Graham McTavish, he shoots Outlander up in Scotland. I would love to go to the dream would be able to come to the UK and do a show. Wow, that would be amazing, because I really like Premier League football and your beer. I'm not kidding. So if anybody's producing any shows, I would be willing to come. No, but it's, that adventure. I mean, in the costumes, and that's the one drawback too of motion capture. When you were asking about motion capture, is it's great. I think Alec Guinness was one of the actors who used to create a character from the outside in. So his costume, if he was a king, he would wear these, the robe and the crown. It makes you feel physically different. I think he once played a weakling in a Shakespearean play, and he asked for his tights to be 3 sizes or 2 sizes too big, so his legs would billow in it, so you'd feel like it didn't even fill up tights. Interesting takes. So I guess what I'm saying is I want a sword.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Oh, that's it? That's
let's
all?
go get you a sword, and then we're going to eat at a buffet. Like, that's happening now.
That sounds
thank
good.
you so much. Can I get a round of applause for Nolan North?
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you
so
for
much.
joining us. We are live right here on the MCM Buzz live stage all weekend, as we have been. Stick around. I'm your host, Yael Teagle. We'll be here all weekend, and we're doing giveaways soon, so stay put.
Stay put.